Hi viewers, I thought I would do a quick interim video before I do my next stories of aviation. I've just taken the Skyranger Ninja up for a flight. This is a two-seater ultralight 650 kilogram category. I will show you inside it and around it in a minute, and I'll give you some little bit of advice about getting into flying and what you need. I'll just give you one quick tip at the end of this video. Before I do that though, I just wanted to ask in the comments if you have any stories of aviation you would like me to cover for the next video. I'm aiming to get that out next week. Now I've got a list of people I could do. I could talk about Chuck Yeager, the first pilot to break the sound barrier. We could look at Neil Armstrong, who was obviously the first person who landed on the moon, but he was also an incredible test pilot before he landed on the moon. We could do Erich Hartmann, the ace of aces, which I mentioned in my last video, the highest scoring ace of all time from the German Luftwaffe in the Second World War. We could talk about Amelia Earhart, who was the first solo aviator, first female solo across the Atlantic Ocean. There's tons of different stories that I aim to cover. So if there are any preferences, so if there's anyone you particularly want me to make a story on, then do put something in the comments. Okay, let's have a look at the Skyranger Ninja then. So this is what I fly. It's an awesome aircraft, I think. It's pretty new, and it's got two seats, so I do take friends up. I've just had a lesson doing short field takeoff and what happens if you lose your controls. So basically what happens if your ailerons go? Can you still fly it? Well, yes you can. You can use the rudder for adverse yaw effects to turn the aircraft. Trickier obviously than having your ailerons, but it is possible. What happens if you lose your flaps? Well, you can actually use the trim, and in this aircraft it's got quite a good trim. I'll show you inside. It's a manual trim, and it just slides up and down like this here. So you can actually control the pitch through that. I've got the iPad with Sky Demon here, so this shows me where I am on my GPS, and this is the artificial horizon, which gives me my ball slip indicator. It's a bit of a DI, so it tells me what direction I'm flying in. This is the airspeed. This one is sorry, which one? That one is the revs, RPM, and this one tells me if I'm climbing or sinking. So that's the vertical height indicator, and altimeter, of course, right here. So this tells me how high or what my altitude is, which obviously needs changing for the pressure of the air during the day. And it gives you altitude, not height off the ground. Now this actually has a GPS, as does this, which gives you some indication of your height off the ground, but it's not to be relied on. So what you do is you set your altimeter to 0 when you're on the ground, and at least at your home airfield, you know where where the ground is on your altimeter. But if you're traveling to another airfield which is either higher or lower, then obviously you have to think about the pressure setting when you get there to make sure that you've set it correctly for because when you land you want to be on 0 feet. Now if there is someone at that airfield, and typically what pilots will do is they'll radio in, they'll change the radio station, which is here, and ask for a QFE, and they will give them the pressure setting for that local airfield. That keeps everybody at the same altitude in the circuit, and also allows you to plan your landing so that you are at 0 feet when you come in. Other than that, you know, you've got your temperatures and pressures down here, your voltage meter, master switch, mags, 2 of them for redundancy. You've got your stick here, this is the brakes, and you've got the flaps over here. And the fuel is the best fuel indicator in the world, because you can literally see the tank. It's behind the passenger seat, so there's nothing that can go wrong with your fuel reading, because it's right there. You can literally see it. So yeah, that's it, the Skyranger. Just lost the camera there. It's a very humid day today, very warm. I think the camera's overheating. So my 3 tips, if you are interested in becoming a pilot, at least if it's not a career, if it's a hobby like I do. So you really need 3 things. I always think you need 3 things. Firstly, you need money. So you need to be able to afford it, of course. Secondly, you need the time, because it's a hobby, you're going to have to make time for it. And thirdly, you need the health. So obviously there's some restrictions on flying. If you're a microlight pilot like I am, or I've also got my LAPL license as well, which is for slightly bigger aircraft. There are some some medical requirements that you have to meet, and you have to go do a medical. So they'll test your blood pressure, your balance, your eyesight, of course, things like that. Now, if you wear glasses or prescription sunglasses, it's fine. So don't worry if you're in good health, you should be fine to be a hobbyist pilot. Now the problem is, as you get older, your health deteriorates, unfortunately, so you have to have more checkups more frequently. With microlighting, you have a self-certified declaration, so you can have your GP basically sign you off. I don't want to get too technical. I haven't got the information in front of me, so I don't want to say something that's completely wrong. But the point is, if you're in decent health, don't worry, you should be fine. The other thing is, you need the money. Now, you're paying for fuel, you're paying for instructor time, things like that. I won't go into the costs right here. I don't have that in front of me either. But when you're younger, you don't tend to have the money. As you get older, you have the money, but you might lose the health, unfortunately. And then finally, you need the time. So when you're younger, you might have the time. When you get retired and older, you've got the time. When you're midlife and you've got kids and you've got a career, you find that the time is difficult to get hold of. That's where I'm at. So finding the time, this is a weekends, evenings in the summer when we have long evenings in the summer, so that's good. But yeah, it's trying to find the balance between when have I got the money to do this, when have I got the time to do this, and am I in good health? And different stages of your life, you're going to have different elements of the three. So yeah, as you get older, you might have the time and the money, but your health is starting to deteriorate. When you're younger, you've got the health. You may or may not have the time, but you may not have the money. So if you are interested in learning about flying, then again, leave your questions in the comments and I'll see if I can answer them. And do ask any questions about or do let me know on what other stories of aviation you would like to see. Do you want to see fighter pilots? Do you want to see military stories? Do you want to see world record breakers from civilian pilots? Or anything else? Do you want to hear about the development of certain aircraft? Do you want to hear about the human achievements that people have made? So yeah, do leave your thoughts in the comments and I will take a look at that and I will plan the next set of videos and try and cover those. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking an interest in me and the aircraft, and good to see you. I will see you in the next video. Check it out next week. Bye bye.